What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Touchdowns and Track Limits podcast. I am your host, Skylar Dagley, riding solo today for today's podcast. Unfortunately, our co-host Ethan is a little busy this weekend, and here is why. We have a little bit of an announcement to make, because we will be at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway from I will be there Thursday morning. Ethan will be there as of tomorrow morning, Wednesday as of recording this. This is probably the last thing besides shorts I'm going to record before our big trip, but we are beyond excited to be at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway over the next coming days. If you're around the area, feel free to come up and say hi. It would be a pleasure to meet some of you guys from behind the camera. It's so, how do I say it? It's so cool, especially for a small YouTuber and small creator like myself, to see people come up to me in person and be like, man, I loved your video the other day. Like, the way you did this, and that, and that. And it's like that. Those the kind of stuff that makes your day in the end of the day. And you don't forget that stuff. So I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's ever said that to me before. It truly does mean the world. And the fact that we can get out in the public in big events like this, doing what we love, and meet people that love us and our shows, we are beyond elated to see you guys at the track. And yeah, hopefully you guys are at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway this weekend. You may have been hearing me talk over the last couple of weeks, mentioning that there's going to be some big content out of me from the track. I have access into the infield once again. We're going to be shooting some rapid fire questions with the drivers. I've got about 15 questions on my own notes page currently to ask them. Me and my fellow Canadian friends have a 13-hour drive down to Loudon, roughly, give or take. It's 11 no stops, but I mean, we're gonna stop for gas. We're gonna stop for some food. The buddy of mine who's driving down is actually on night shift, so we're not leaving till 3 or 4 in the afternoon. We probably won't see Loudon till 3 or 4 in the morning the next day. So it's going to be a long night, but I mean, I'm sure there'll be plenty of laps, ripping down the highways and the interstate. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys at Loudon, man. I mean, I'll probably be tired and cranky at some points, but I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, I would love to see you guys come up to me. I mean, I'm sure the excitement of the whole weekend will help power me through. And yeah, just don't push me over. I've 6 weeks off of knee surgery here, so just be aware of that. Hopefully you guys are in Loudon this weekend. Would love to see you there. And yeah, without further delay, let's get into our beloved Touchdowns and Track Limits podcast. Now, we had a big weekend in the National Football League last time out. Let's go back to NFL week number 2, and let's talk the NFL Week 1 game slate. We started off in Lambeau Field on Thursday night, September 11th. Obviously, memorial to many of the fallen in the United States. It's been a very rough time in the last couple of weeks for my neighbors down south. Commiserations go to everybody who's been affected by the recent tragedies down there. It's horrible to witness, and prayers up to all the families and everyone involved. So, good job to any of the NFL teams who celebrated and remembered those whose lives were tragically taken in the past through the memorials and what currently happened over the last couple weeks. But anyways, we had the Green Bay Packers taking on the Washington Commanders. Now, this was an interesting game for me. I mean, Green Bay, they did their part. They did what they needed to do, man. They validated what I seen last week, and that was more than enough to tell me, I'm like, hey, I said last week the Green Bay Packers are going to be Super Bowl contenders. They went out and proved that once again. They beat the team who was in the NFC Championship last season, in the Washington Commanders. I'm starting to wonder, though, could Jaden Daniels be facing a sophomore slump? I mean, it is early to judge, but like, I could see it being a fairly similar story to CJ Stroud last year. Like, I mean, Stroud did play all right against Houston last night. I mean, nothing that's going to take your breath away, but you never know, man. You never know. Obviously, Green Bay, they look good. Micah Parsons was always great. I mean, there was almost a spike sack, crazily enough. Um, I don't know who almost got it, but that was crazy to watch. But yeah, obviously, rough go for Washington. And I mean, it was a tough task going into Lambeau Field and trying to beat that Packers team. But I see they talked about a stat on the Prime broadcast that not Jordan Love, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers won championships in Green Bay when they were 27 years old. Jordan Love turns 27 on November 2nd. So keep an eye out for that. The Green Bay Packers could be a sneaky bet for Super Bowl 60 champions. Speaking of Super Bowl threats, the Baltimore Ravens absolutely demolish my Cleveland Browns 41-17. That was the first game of the Sunday slate for that is on my my notes here, but it was not an easy game for my Brownies. Yeah, Joe Flacco, I don't even know where to start in this game, to be honest. Like, the Ravens, they looked the part. They did what they needed to do. It's typical Baltimore football. As for the Cleveland, I mean, yeah, I was not expecting us to do anything good in this series, or in this game. I wasn't. I mean, at least our kicker can kick. That's really all I can say after that last game, but yeah, man, I don't even know what to say after that last Cleveland performance. I mean, we expected it, but damn. For my fellow Browns fans out there, expect disappointment and you won't be disappointed. As for the Ravens, man, they got many of their receivers open. They did what they needed to do. The Baltimore Ravens looked the part and they played the part. Great job, Baltimore, getting the job done, getting those finishing touches. DeAndre Hopkins looked great. To be fair to Cleveland, they did shut down Derrick Henry. If our offense was anything worth a damn, I mean, our offense is decent, but it's not great, and it's not going to match up to that Baltimore defense. Dylan Gabriel did get a passing touchdown in this game. I mean, it wasn't garbage time, but hey, something to note about. But yeah, not much else to go over with this game, man. Sucks that my Browns lost, but going into Baltimore, not going to lie, we kind of expected it. Of course, we got our asses kicked in Baltimore on their 30th anniversary game. Like, of course, it just had to be. It just... What the... God must hate the Cleveland Browns. I mean, we decided to put a massage friggin... I don't even know what to call him. Mr. Masseuse in at quarterback, so... I don't know, man. I don't know. That guy's still making money on our team. Jeez Louise. But anyways, Cincinnati Bengals did get the win against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but it did come at a price. Quarterback Joe Burrow was taken out of the game with turf toe injury. He's going to be needing surgery, and yeah, he's going to miss up to 3 months of football. Quarterback Jake Browning will take the field in the meantime. Whether the Bengals trade for a new quarterback or try to bring someone else in, time will tell. I don't really know what the Bengals should do there. I think Jake Browning is good enough to hold down the fort. I mean, yeah, we'll talk about Jacksonville a little bit, but as long as Jake Browning is able to find T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, they're going to be more than fine. They were able to beat Jacksonville, who have a decent defense. Considering what they have, I think this was not too bad of a game for the Cincinnati Bengals. And when you go to Jacksonville, man, where do I even start? Where do I even start? What was Trevor Lawrence thinking at moments in this game, man? Like, they look so discombobulated at points. They were able... This game, to me, showed how much talent that Jacksonville team really has. But they just look like a discombobulated unit, man. Like, Trevor Lawrence was making passes beyond the line of scrimmage, shaking off Liam Cohen, our new head coach. I think that's his name. Duval. But to me, it's just beyond crazy to see Jacksonville in a position like this. So, I don't know. I don't know about the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. Who do they see next week? I honestly don't know. Let me check at the week. That's week 4. God damn it. I want to see the week 3 team. Who do they face? They face Houston. Okay, that's a divisional matchup. They could use a big win there. Houston are 0-2 to start the year. Houston's going to come into Jacksonville pretty pissed, but I don't know. I don't know how that game will go. Time will tell. Time will tell, but Jacksonville, they just need to be more unified, man. If they get unified, they have a real chance to go win the AFC South this year. But we'll talk about who else is in the AFC South later, but Jacksonville has enough talent to win that division, in my opinion. Oh my God, what a game we had between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Wow-wee-woo. I can't believe Russell Wilson in the big 2025 had just under 500 passing yards. What an unbelievable stat line. Like, how is Russell Wilson going for that many yards in 2025? He had 618 yards total. Dak Prescott had 549. Oh my God. I mean, to be fair, Russ was just throwing it. I mean, there were points where you would just say, like, hey, it's 1st and 10, let's get the first down, and Russell Wilson will be going from their 30, the Giants 30, all the way to the Dallas end zone, man. He was hucking it. I don't know what the game plan was from Brian Dable and Russell Wilson, but they hucked it a lot. They were throwing that football, and I mean throwing that football. That was beyond crazy to witness, and I mean, commiserations for the Giants, man. Like, they played great. I don't think they deserve to lose that game, but God gives his toughest men his toughest battles, and that's honestly how I feel about the New York Giants right now, man. Giants fans, I feel your pain. As a Cleveland Browns fan, I feel your pain. Same goes to Jets fans, too, but, like, God, some fan bases in the NFL just need strength, because holy God, it can get bad at points. But anyway, Giants 37, Dallas Cowboys 40. How about 23 fantasy points in some leagues for Brandon Aubrey? Like, unbelievable. What a kicker that guy is, by the way. If you're lucky enough to actually draft him in a reasonable round, like, you've got yourself a hell of a kicker on your team, man. Like, great performance by Brandon Aubrey in that game. And I mean, Dak was obviously throwing that football to good avail, and I don't know who else. I mean, George Pickens had a couple touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb wasn't in the game too much, though. I kind of found that interesting. But I mean, to be fair, they probably had CeeDee in double coverage a lot. And I was going to say, how are they receiving? I mean, CeeDee Lamb did have 222 yards receiving. Malik Neighbors with 238, 2 touchdowns. How many did Pickens end up with, though? That's what I wonder. I don't know. It won't tell me here on the NFL stat sheet. But that's obviously an interesting watch, man. Cowboys, I don't know who they see next week, but they could definitely be one to watch when week 3 rolls around. Ben Johnson's still helping the Detroit Lions put up 50 points a game, though. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, the Detroit Lions were 0-1 after their last game. They went into Lambeau Field and pretty much got handed by the Green Bay Packers. It was not an easy showing for Dan Campbell's new men, Dan Campbell's side in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now, they had a real chance to bounce back in this one. I mean, Chicago, they were decent. They were the best first quarter team in the National Football League on week 1 on Monday night against J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. Then they just looked absolutely terrible for 3 quarters, and they somehow lost that football game. But, man, Detroit were pissed off, and you can tell they wanted to beat on the Bears. Like, I honestly feel bad for Chicago, man. They're basically just they're pretty much who the whole league takes. Well, the whole NFC North just takes their stress out on. Caleb Williams still had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And I mean, Jared Goff had double the touchdowns and 1 interception as well. Jahmyr Gibbs with 1 touchdown on the ground. St. Brown with 3 receiving touchdowns. Rome Odunze had a good game as well, catching all 3 of Caleb Williams' passing touchdowns. So, if you're a Rome Odunze, Jahmyr Gibbs fantasy owner like myself, you're probably happy coming into that one. What a crazy week of games, man. There were some underrated games in this whole entire slate, but the New England Patriots, Ethan's team, took on the Miami Dolphins and won 33-27. This felt like a tank bowl. This felt like a September tank bowl. That's genuinely what this game felt like. I think Miami might genuinely end up winning that tank bowl, man. I mean, they still played great, and they still lost. They played above New England's defensive unit, who doesn't look great after 2 weeks, and lost by a touchdown. That's not good. That's not good if you're the Miami Dolphins. Will Mike McDaniel get fired by the end of October? I think that's a genuine question at this rate. I mean, they were first round exits every year he's been involved, and now they look on the decline, and it doesn't look good for the Miami Dolphins. If Mike McDaniel doesn't get fired by mid-November, I would genuinely suspect they're keeping him to just try and get a low draft pick and fire him at the end of the season. That's genuinely what I expect from Miami at this rate. I think they got to blow the whole thing up. I mean, maybe you can rebuild. Maybe you can keep Tua quarterback, but he still doesn't look great. He still doesn't. And I mean, let's see. I want to see his stat line from Sunday. Tua had 3 interceptions and 3 touchdowns. That's not going to win you football games. I mean, 3 touchdowns is awesome, but 3 interceptions rather, that's just not what you want to see out of your quarterback. You need to be able to protect the ball, and that's not what Tua Tagovailoa did. It's no offense to him, but the Dolphins may need to get Arch Manning. That is honestly what I think, and I mean, I honestly don't think Arch will be that great of a pro, but let me know in the comments, reviews, depending on where you're watching, what you think Arch Manning will be like in the pros, and how would you feel about Arch Manning if he ended up in Miami? New England. The Mike Vrabel effect is real. I think if Mike Vrabel wasn't the head coach, they would have lost that football game. If Bill Belichick was coaching that game, they would have lost that game. Last 4 years, Bill Belichick, that is. But, man, that was something to witness. I mean, you could tell how passionate Mike Vrabel was. Anytime they made a defensive mistake, they got a chewing. They knew that they needed to do better. The improvement was there. The punt return touchdowns in this game were ridiculous. Special teams were more than aplenty between the Patriots and the Dolphins. So, big performances all around for New England. And, yeah, I don't know who they see next week, but all in all, that's a great performance by the New England Patriots, and I'm sure I think they have something to build off here. Drake May he had 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's a good stat line for a young quarterback. Yeah, no, I don't think New England have too much to hang their head about. I mean, they need to keep building off this and keep going from there. In a game nobody thought was going to be good, though, the San Francisco 49ers beat the New Orleans Saints 26-21. Now, this was a very interesting game. You had Spencer Rattler going up against Mac Jones, 2 former college standouts at Oklahoma and Alabama. And, yeah, man, I mean, the 49ers started the game strong. Mac Jones had 2 early touchdowns from McCaffrey and Jennings, I believe. Well, the Saints just kept them honest. They kept responding. No matter if it was a field goal or a touchdown, they were on their ass, hunting them down, not giving in. And you just got to say fair play to the Saints, man. They never gave up. They never let go. And the 49ers definitely had to work for that win at the Superdome. Mac Jones will be the quarterback till week 6, till Brock Purdy is healthy again, recovering from his 2 injuries. I don't know who they'll see next week. I mean, we'll obviously have a look at the games very shortly, but all in all, I think this is a good performance for the San Francisco 49ers. And I mean, if you're New Orleans, honestly, if I were New Orleans, just keep on losing, and you made have a challenge with the Miami Dolphins for the winner of Tank Bowl this year. Speaking of 0-2 teams, the New York Jets. I thought they were going to give the Buffalo Bills a lot more than that. That was just depressing. I mean, was Justin Fields just off today? Like, was the game plan not there? Did Aaron Glenn miss something? Because this was not a good performance by the New York Jets. It just wasn't. It just wasn't a good performance. And now Justin Fields is on concussion protocol. I don't know if he's going to start their Week 3 game. Tyrod Taylor is the backup for the New York Jets. Who knows if he's going to start? Is he not? I don't know. But it's a step in the wrong direction after that Pittsburgh game, man. I thought there was a lot of hope for New York, but I think they held onto the negatives a lot, which is very unfortunate because they had a lot to build off in that game. Breece Hall played well. I mean, Breece Hall was just absolutely shut down by that Bills front, man. If anything, I mean, sucks for the Jets, obviously, but you got a lot to be proud about if you're the Buffalo Bills. You come off that amazing comeback against the Ravens, and you went out and put it on one of the most impressive teams in Week 1 against the Jets, and you bring your divisional rivals to 0-2. If Buffalo doesn't go 6-0 against this division, I'm going to be amazed, man, because they are too good for the rest of this division. They really are. And they proved that against who I believe is the second best team in that division, the New York Jets. So, gonna be interesting to see where the rest of the AFC East goes from there. But, yeah, very interesting game, man. And Pittsburgh, they're proving to me that the 9-8 Super Bowl is exactly what's gonna happen again in 2025-26. Now, Aaron Rodgers, what was he, 3 for 10 for like 30 yards in the first half at one point? Like, what kind of stat line is that, man? You gotta be playing better than that. I know the Seattle Seahawks defense can be very good. Mike McDonald is an amazing head coach, in my opinion. He's a great defensive mind behind the ball, but like, come on. Pittsburgh, I cheer for Cleveland and I expect more from you. Like, think about that. I don't want nothing more than see the Steelers rot in hell. But come on. Give me a better performance than that, man. That's just some of the mistakes in that game on special teams. Like, Pittsburgh. Go 9-8 every year and fire nobody because everybody's happy. Happy Steeler land. La 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 la. Oh my good grief. What more can I even say about the Pittsburgh Steelers? I don't know who they see next week, but man, they got to step their crap up. That's 1,000% what I believe in this situation. Seattle, though, Sam Darnold looked great. Sam Darnold looked like a great quarterback. He had a phenomenal quarterback performance against Pittsburgh. 455 yards. Some of that's rushing, I'm sure, but great performance by Sam Darnold, man. Kenneth Walker looked great on the ground. JSN and Sam Darnold looked aligned in the ball game. Aaron Rodgers did have 5 touchdowns in that game somehow. Don't ask me how he did that, but hey, man, good on Aaron Rodgers. Good on Aaron Rodgers. What more can you say? Like, I don't know. I just don't know what to think. I mean, Seattle should have won Week 1. They really should have. They had a real chance to put the 49ers in the dirt, and they just couldn't capitalize. Seattle, they kind of got the lead of this game from the get-go, and they just never let go of it. It was an all-around team performance, and you got to tip your hat where your hat is due. Great job, Seattle Seahawks. Rams 33, Tennessee 19. Dude, go back and watch that touchdown that Cam Ward got right before halftime. It was his first passing career touchdown across field with 3 guys right in his face, and he throws it into double coverage, and the receiver breaks free. It was an unbelievable touchdown. Tennessee, man, if you mess this guy up, if you mess him up, I am going to be so mad at you because he is so good. He is so good. You have a future superstar at the quarterback position, and if you screw him up, I am going to be so disappointed in you. so disappointed. You have an absolute rock star, man. Don't you dare mess this up. I mentioned to when this game was happening, me and a couple buddies, we went up to a bar about an hour and 15 away from where we live, and we were watching Red Zone on the way back, and I said to him, actually one of the same guys I'm going to New Hampshire with, I said to him, I'm like, could you imagine if the Titans got Jeremiah Smith and Cam Ward had Jeremiah Smith to throw to? Like, oh my God. That would be an electrifying game. That would be so electrifying. I would love to see that connection. If Tennessee ends up getting Jeremiah Smith, look out. Look out, because that is going to be scary. Cam Ward throwing at Jeremiah Smith would be an amazing sight. But as for the Rams, what more do I even say? Like, Matt Stafford played well. The receivers played well. Kyron Williams was great along the ground. Like, you got Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua to throw to. This is how it should be happening. And Puka racked up 18 receptions. I don't know if Devontae had a touchdown or not, but yeah, man, I just think you got to pay attention to Cam Ward, man. I think that boy's great. And against that Rams defense, who looked so good on week 1, Tennessee, I can't stress this enough. You have such a gem on your hands. Don't you dare mess them up. Then we seen probably the most Looney Tunes game of football I've witnessed in a while, as the Arizona Cardinals beat the Carolina Panthers 27-22. This game felt like who wanted to lose more. That's genuinely what this game felt like. Who wanted to lose more? It's so bad. But that's what this game was. Is who wanted to lose this game more? And Carolina wanted to lose this game more by the way they played at the end of the game. Like, after the 2-minute warning, it was either a sack, a fumble, a penalty. Like, it was just so stupid. So stupid. Kyler Murray did play decent for a little bit. Kyler did play decent. I mean, all he does is find Trey McBride. All I'll say, Cardinals fans, is enjoy this till mid-November, till the new Call of Duty comes out, and then he'll forget every play in existence and will only remember how to press no-scope on Call of Duty Warzone or whatever the next game's called. But Bryce Young. Bryce Young, I mean, I get he doesn't have a lot going for him, but, like, this ain't a good situation, man. This just ain't good. I think, is Andy Dalton still on the Carolina Panthers? Because I genuinely think you may need to put him in the lineup again. You genuinely may need to. It's not good. It is not good. Let me check the Carolina Panthers depth chart. Carolina QB. Let me see. Yeah, Andy Dalton's still there. I genuinely think you might as well put him in for a couple games at this week. Because all that's happening to Bryce Young is he can't get any confidence built up because he's just getting sacked and wrecked all the time and his receivers aren't getting open. Tedoroya looks decent, but I mean he's dropping it on occasions. It's rookie mistakes. You expect that out of a rookie, but I don't know, man. It's a rough situation if you're the Carolina Panthers, in my opinion. But we move on, we move forward, and hopefully Carolina can get their crap together starting next week. But Denver, Indianapolis. Oh boy, what a game! What a game! Indiana, Daniel Jones. My goodness gracious! How do you do, my son? How do you do? What a performance by Daniel Jones in Indiana. This is 2 great performances in a row. They got bailed out big time, though, by Denver's leverage penalty right at the end of the game while they're kicking the 60-yarder that Buddy missed. Like, they got bailed out big time. Gave them a free 15 yards to take it from a 60-yard field goal to a 45, and they drilled it. Like, you got bailed out big time against friggin' Denver, man. Because Bo Nix apart from the fourth quarter, I think Bo Nix looked great. I mean, Denver were throwing the ball well. They were running the ball confidently. J.K. Dobbins was looking like his old self. There was a lot to be happy about if you're Sean Payton. Cortland Sutton didn't get many targets, but Bo Nix was spreading the ball out well, finding his open men, finding his open targets, handing it off when he need to, running when he need to. Overall, impressive performance by the Broncos, but their fourth quarter let them down big time. Obviously, their defense with the penalty kill hurt them a lot, but yeah, I don't know, man. It was just rough going if you're the Denver Broncos, in my opinion. Just not a lot of luck on your side. In our next game, though, this game was so hyped up by many, including me and Ethan, but it didn't turn out that way. There was it was only like 6-6 at the end of the half, or at the end of the first half, something like that. But the Philadelphia Eagles have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs 20-17, man. This game was just so lackluster. It was just so lackluster. I don't even know. Oh, sorry, guys. I am running low in the sleep department. It was a long weekend. It was a very, very long weekend. But if you're Philadelphia, right? If you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you're happy. You beat Kansas City. Kansas City have now lost 3 games in a row if you count the Super Bowl. But Jalen Hurts did not look impressive through the air. They struggled against the blitz. They were not getting the receivers in the game enough. Their rush game was not elite like it was against Dallas. I think it's very valid to ask some questions of the Eagles after this performance. And the Kansas City Chiefs, oh boy, you got some problems. I know they're on Sunday Night Football against the Giants next week. I genuinely believe the Giants are going to win that football game. If you go look on DraftKings right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are 5.5-point underdogs. I was making some graphics up this morning before I leave for New Hampshire on tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening. But, oh my God, I genuinely think the Giants are going to win that football game. And I think it's crazy not to put money on them, especially considering how bad the Chiefs are right now. I mean, the Giants are bad too, especially on the defensive end of the ball. But I think it's worth it to have a look at the Giants in that game. I really do. I really, really do. But we'll talk about that later. We'll move on. We'll move forward. We'll preview that game very shortly. Atlanta versus Minnesota. 22-6. 22-6. This game was boring as watching grass grow. This game was dog shit. No offense, but this game was boring. There wasn't a touchdown till the 2-minute warning of the fourth quarter, was there not? When Tyler Algier finally got into the end zone. Nobody could get farther than the 30-yard line. It felt like it was just field goal after field goal after field goal. J.J. McCarthy threw 3 interceptions, I believe it was. Not great, not a great game. I mean, Michael Penix, I thought he was all right. I mean, he could have played better, but all in all, I thought he was all right. Yeah, 3 interceptions and 2 touchdowns from J.J. McCarthy. 1 touchdown from Jefferson. Bijan Robinson had a touchdown as well. I thought it was Algier who got it, but I may have been mistaken. Not a lot's going on in the old brain here today, but man, what do you even say about the Minnesota Vikings, man? Is JJ only good against the terrible Chicago defense? I mean, I get he's young, but if Michigan didn't have that defense back in 2023, McCarthy may not be a national champion. His resume may not look as good. Just saying. Just saying. That may be the OSU fan in me coming out, but just saying. Going on to the Monday night doubleheader. The Monday night doubleheader. You had Tampa Bay facing the Houston Texans. That was interesting. That was an interesting race. What am I talking about? I seen the NASCAR tab up in the top corner. I was like, oh, I'm soon talking about the race. That's how that came up. Whatever. It was a fun race for the win, though, in this game. I mean, very back and forth game, especially in the first 2 quarters. Emeka Ibuka looked great. CJ Stroud got the ball flying. You got Nick Chubb going. Nico Collins was balling. Like, not the ideal second half. Really not an ideal second half if you're Tampa Bay or Houston. But in that fourth quarter, once Nick Chubb broke free for that 25-yard touchdown it was, right at the 2-minute warning, that's when it's like, okay, things are about to get real now. Baker Mayfield led one of the best game-winning drives I've seen in a while, man. I think he picked up multiple different injuries that game. He was hobbling around. There was one really funny moment where Baker went for a quarterback run, got tackled, and then C.J. Gardner-Johnson started talking smack while he was down on the field. Baker got up hobbling, then seen him talking, and then got right up in his face and started walking normally again. Like, you don't trash talk Baker Mayfield, man. I miss that guy in Cleveland so much. You're going to hear that a lot, but my God, I miss that guy so much. I was one of the Browns fans who never wanted him to leave. That season that they got rid of him, they forced him to play hurt. I don't know what their train of thought was, but we had such a dog and we lost him. We had such a great quarterback and we lost him. Oh, only Cleveland, man. Only Cleveland. And then I had to witness Nick Chubb get a touchdown before that game-winning drive, too. Like, of course. Like, why did we get rid of Nick Chubb, man? Why couldn't we just have him and Quinshon Judkins as the 1-2 back partnership? Like, that would have been so good. That would have been so good. Ay, man. Like, what? I don't know. I do not know. It's just unfortunate. It really just is unfortunate. But good takeaways for both teams. I mean, people are going to rip on CJ a little bit. He definitely didn't look good in that second half. He turned things back around though, and I know what I seen from CJ Stroud at Ohio State. Houston, you're going to be okay. A really good friend of mine is a Houston fan, and I told him, like, that game sucked, but you're going to be okay. That's just how I seen it. That's really how I seen it. But, yeah, you're going to be okay. Same with Tampa Bay. You're going to be more than okay. You should win the NFC South, no problem at all, in my opinion. I thought Carolina may be decent. Doesn't look like it. New Orleans are terrible. Atlanta look shaky. Tampa Bay should win that division, no problem. They got great receivers, a great defense. They could be an underrated threat in the NFC, man. I definitely see them. Honestly, a very underrated NFC Final Four is probably Tampa, well, Green Bay, Philly, Tampa, and maybe Detroit. I think that's a good way to look at it. Or maybe Washington, too. The NFC's getting better by the year, man. You think about it. Tampa, Philly, Green Bay, Detroit, Washington. I mean, even Dallas are getting better. I'm half surprised. I mean, I probably shouldn't put Dallas in that conversation, to be honest. But point is, the NFC looks tough. And they could cause some problems in that division. Just saying. Just saying. Final game. I didn't watch a single snap of this game. This game started at 11 o'clock Atlantic time. I was beyond dead at this point. I went straight to bed after this game. I was like, nope, not watching that. I don't care enough. But, oh my. Chargers did end up beating the Raiders by 11 points. It was a 20-9 win. 20-9 win, not 20-19. But, yeah, I heard Justin Herbert wasn't great. He did what he needed to do. He's just all right. The Raiders were rough. I heard Geno had 3 interceptions. Not ideal for obvious reasons. Very, very unfortunate for the, oh my God, the Las Vegas Raiders. But just got to take it on the chin and move on. Maybe Brady can actually get on the field himself and play better than Geno. I don't know, man. I'm not a believer in Geno Smith and Pete Carroll in the big 2025. That's all I'm saying. That's all I will say. Now, before we get into our predictions for the next week, I am going to have a quick look at our power rankings. You guys will see this I believe, Thursday morning. We're going to do a weekly power rankings for the NFL and NASCAR. I got Ethan to send me in his top 8, the template I use actually only had the top 7. In NASCAR, you're going to get the top 8. But after week 2 of the NFL, Ethan has the well, I did a little switching around here myself to get it the way I like it too, but the Packers number 1, I think that's totally fair. Eagles number 2, I think that's fair as well. Chargers number 3, Ethan actually had the Chargers originally at 2. I had disagreed with that, man, especially after their performance against the Raiders. I think you should have the Bills up at 3 personally, but I didn't want to change it too much. All right, well, I don't know what just happened, but my computer reset in the middle of me talking, and the last I remember leaving off was talking about the Packers number 1 on our power rankings. So hopefully my computer doesn't reset on me again. I'm going to try to finish this podcast out, get it uploaded, record my shorts, edit those in the morning, and then we'll be ready for New Hampshire. I got to send my computer in to get repaired while I'm away. Sucks, but what can you do? But anyways, Packers 2-0, valid number 1. I think that's fair. Eagles number 2, don't mind it. They could be 3rd or 4th, but don't mind that. Chargers number 3, meh, don't mind that too much either. The Detroit Lions sitting at 1-1, not a bad option, but I think they should be lower considering ours a couple teams under them 2-0. Buffalo, Baltimore, and the Colts round out the top 7. I don't hate that. I think there could be a couple teams shifted around there, but I don't think it's a bad ranking, and I mean, it could be better, but I think Ethan did an alright job with the rankings there. But anyways, just wanted to quickly touch on that. You'll see the graphic come out on our Instagram on Thursday, I believe, maybe tomorrow night, or Wednesday night, I don't know for sure. But anyway, let's go into our picks. Ethan doesn't have any picks, he never sent those in to me, but I'm going to give you guys my picks and breakdown for the betting odds of the NFL Week 3 slate. Thursday Night Football, you will see the Miami Dolphins face the Buffalo Bills on Thursday Night Football. Oh, excuse me. But the spread is plus 12.5. I think Buffalo's going to win this game by 20 or more, man. I just think Josh Allen and the Bills are just going to go off. The over-under is currently sitting at 49.5. The Bills may genuinely put up more points than the total itself. So just be aware of that. That game could easily go over, but I got the Bills, man. They may just take it easy once they hit 40. I don't know. First game of the Sunday slate. Why is Cleveland always the first game of the Sunday slate, man? I don't know why. But they sit as an 8.5-point underdog against the number 1 team on our power rankings, the Green Bay Packers. Now, this is a very tough matchup for Cleveland, and I don't see us winning it. If we win this, it'll be nothing short of a miracle. I really do believe that. Jordan Love and the Packers are just beyond solid, man. They really are beyond solid. It's going to be very, very tough to beat that Green Bay team. And a little team like Cleveland, who's just fighting for draft picks, trying to get their offense better. I don't see how we win this. I really don't. I mean, it'll probably be Green Bay winning by a touchdown or 2, more than likely. Maybe our defense helps us out, keeps it close like that Bengals game, but I don't see us winning. I really don't. LA Rams heading to Philadelphia. This will be a very good watch. I don't know if this game's on Fox or CBS, but the LA Rams currently sit as a 3.5-point underdog against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this could be an interesting matchup. I do think the Eagles will win this matchup. It'll probably be by a field goal, but this matchup was in the playoffs last year. It was a very close matchup. I think the Rams are improved from that time back in January, so watch out. I think this could be a very underrated game, man. And I mean, people are going to look to this game and be like, ooh, this is a good little game. So keep your eyes on it, man. I think this is going to be game of the week. I really do. Atlanta, Carolina. Oh, boy. I think Carolina might get smacked around in this one. It's in Carolina. That might be their only saving grace. Atlanta comes into Carolina as a 6-point favorite. And, yeah, I can't beg to differ that. You could probably argue Atlanta wins this game by 10 to 14 points. It's probably going to be a 2-score game. I got the Atlanta Falcons beating the Carolina Panthers in this one. The Indianapolis Colts sitting as a 3.5-point favorite heading to Tennessee to take on Cam Ward and the Titans. I mean, You can't go against Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts considering how good they've been doing so far to start the year. You just can't go against that. You really can't. They're a tough team to pick against, man. They really are, but I'm going to take the Colts in this one. I mean, I don't know what their schedule looks like the rest of the year, but they're definitely a team to watch out for, man, especially considering how good they started. And yeah, man, I'm going to be keeping my eyes on the Colts for the rest of the season. For Cam Ward, man, I just keep playing great and let your team lose. And so that way you can have more players, better players to put around you in drafts. That's all I can say, man. That's all I can say. Jets, Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Bucks are hosting the New York Jets, and they are a 7-point favorite. Justin Fields' availability for this game is still unknown. Even if it's Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields, I think the Buccaneers are going to win this one. If it's Justin Fields starting, I think this is probably a touchdown or a field goal victory. If Tyrod Taylor's in the game, it's probably a 10 to 14 point victory for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got Baker Mayfield and the Bucks hitting 3-0 on the season. Then we have the Las Vegas Raiders heading to Washington to take on Jaden Daniels after a long week after the Vikings. The Commanders were on Thursday Night Football the previous week. Now, the Raiders, I just don't see them doing it good against that Washington defense, man. I don't see it at all. Washington, they'll be all right. Washington are able to do what they need to do. They're going to be able to get Jaden Daniels very involved in this game. I think this is a very convincing win for the Washington Commanders. I think you guys should be hammering the Washington Commanders. This is honestly Skyler's NFL Bet of the Week. At -3.5 for Washington, I think that's a very good pick. The Cincinnati Bengals will be heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Jake Browning against Carson Wentz. Oh no, oh my God. I just made a prop bet. One of my prop bets is Justin Jefferson to get a touchdown. Oh my God, if anybody's going to get one, it's him, but holy God, that's going to be a bad matchup. If Carson Wentz is the Minnesota quarterback, I'd happily take the Bengals any day of the week. I really would. I think Carson Wentz is absolutely terrible. No offense, Carson, but I haven't believed in you since I started watching the NFL in 2020. I just don't believe. Sorry, boss, but I'm going to take the Bengals to beat the Vikings. 3-point underdog. And Cincinnati, I don't think McCarthy's going to play, is he? I've heard a lot of him. He's going to miss the next couple of weeks. Here, let me look. JJ McCarthy injury. So JJ McCarthy, they just signed a QB. What is JJ McCarthy's injury? He is not expected to be available for week 3 as he suffered an ankle sprain, so yeah, give me the Bengals in that one. Pittsburgh versus New England. That's actually an interesting matchup, man. Aaron Rodgers heading to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. That's interesting. I think this will be a tight game. If there's any game this week that can end in a draw, I think it could easily be this one. I do like Pittsburgh here. I think Pittsburgh, if anybody's going to get the win, I think it'll be Pittsburgh. But New England, this is a very crucial game for the New England Patriots. I think this could be a real defining moment for their season, is this game right here. I really do believe that. If they win this game, I think they're going to a very good place the rest of the year. Houston and Jacksonville. Houston is going to be hungry for a win, heading to Florida to take on the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence and the Jags are going to be very hungry to get a win after that loss last week. But I think Houston looked more united as a team. I think CJ Stroud will get it together. I'm slightly taking Houston in this one. Plus 100 underdog are the Houston Texans. I don't mind that bet at all. I think that's a really good pick. I like the Texans to get the job done against Jacksonville this week. New Orleans taking on Seattle. The Saints sitting at plus 330. The Seahawks minus 425 in Lumen Field. And I've got Sam Darnold in the Seahawks, man. I think this is a more than fair line. Yeah, I don't think Spencer Rattler's going to do very good against the Seattle defense. I think this game could be won by 2 or 3 scores. If anything, I'd put Seattle or... Yeah, if your guys are doing teaser cards, you want the Seattle money line as a teaser. I don't think there's any way in the world Seattle lose that game. Denver Chargers. Now, Broncos plus 2.5. Chargers minus 2.5. I like Denver here. I mean, actually, no, I don't really like Denver. I mean, If anything, I want the Chargers. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a tough game, you know. I'm surprised this ain't in a primetime slot. I would much rather see this on Sunday Night Football than Chiefs-Giants. No offense, but that's just how I see it. Yeah, that's going to be a good football game, man. That's going to be a very good football game. I would say the Chargers win by 3 points. I think it's going to be a field goal between these two teams, so this is going to be a fun game to watch. Definitely keep an eye on this matchup as time rolls on. The Dallas Cowboys are facing the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field as well. The Cowboys are a slight underdog, which kind of surprises me, man. I would take the Cowboys any day. Their defense is going to be rough. Matt Eberflus coming back to Chicago is going to be interesting as the Cowboys defensive coordinator. I think Caleb Williams could definitely get a couple touchdowns to Rome Odunze. I think DeAndre Swift could be decent in this one, but I think the Cowboys have a better all-around team than the Chicago Bears. That's just the way I see it. I got the the Cowboys beating the Bears probably by a touchdown or a field goal. I think Chicago can hang with them, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a rough go for the Chicago Bears. The Arizona Cardinals are facing the San Francisco 49ers, and I like Arizona. No, I don't know. Arizona did not look the greatest against Carolina, and the 49ers actually played pretty decent with Mac Jones at quarterback. You know what? Screw it. I'll take the 49ers. They're at home. And it's a divisional game. They're going to be fired up. They've got momentum. They're 2-0 to start the year. Screw it. Give me the 49ers. 2 undefeated teams. Somebody's O's got to go. And I'm going to say San Francisco get the job done against the Birds of Arizona. Minus 135 on DraftKings. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Chiefs, Giants. Underdog pick of the week. The New York Giants will upset the Kansas City Chiefs. It's at MetLife Stadium. Russ rocked the field last week against the Cowboys. And the Chiefs just they don't look good. They do not look good. I think this is probably going to be like a 24-21 kind of game. I think Russell Wilson and the Giants are going to pull off the upset. I think Malik Neighbors is going to have a great game. I think you're going to see a great game for the Giants on the ground. Russell Wilson, the ground game should be really good. But I like the New York Giants to get the job done against the Kansas City Chiefs. Finally, wrapping it all up, we've got a massive heavyweight bout on Monday Night Football. The Detroit Lions at plus 185 heading to Baltimore to take on the Ravens at minus 225. It's a heavyweight fight. It's two dogs fighting over one bone, and I got the Ravens. I mean, if it was in Detroit, maybe it'd be a little closer, but this is going to be a straight-up bar fight, man. I'm excited to see how this game goes. There's going to be some blood, sweat, and tears left on the field in this one, man. I am very, very intrigued to see how this game goes. I'm going to take the Ravens, though. I think it's closer than what people think. I can definitely see this game ending within a point or two, but if anybody can choke a game, it's the Ravens, man. And, yeah, those are my picks for NFL Week 2. Let's go back and recap some NASCAR action. So, starting off with the Craftsman Truck Series, Lane Riggs did pull off the win at Bristol, followed by Ben Rhodes, Corey Heim, Ty Majeski, Daniel Hemrick, Tanner Gray, Connor Mozak, Andreas Perez, Corey Heim, and Matt Crafton. Off the top of my head, I can't remember my suck. Actually, I think my suck pick was Corey Day. He finished 11th, and my sneaker pick was Caden Honeycutt. He finished 12th. I believe Ethan had Ty Majeski. I don't think that's a sleeper in the slightest, but that's a topic for another day. And I don't know who he had for his suck pick. I want to say... Oh, Jake Garcia. That's who he had. I mean, Jake Garcia looked really good at the start of the race. Fastest lap, dominated early on, but sometimes mechanical failures and stuff get in your way. Unlucky if you're Jake Garcia. But overall, great race for Lane Riggs. Early spin to the win. Great overall race if you're the 34 team. The truck playoffs now will head to a cutoff race at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And let's see. I will be there this weekend. I am very intrigued to see how it goes. But Jake Garcia, minus 14 to the cut line. Chandler Smith, minus 24. I think Chandler has an underrated shot to get it done at Loudon, man. I think he's a pretty decent short track racer in a flat track like that. I can definitely see him having some bright moments. Rajah Caruth, just got to finish in the top 15 if you ask me. Same with Caden Honeycutt, plus 18. Rajah, plus 14. Tyler Ankrum and Grant Infinger, plus 29. They're good. Majeski, plus 46. Hemrick, plus 51. Those guys are fine unless disaster strikes. Corey Heim and Lane Riggs are the two drivers locked into the next round. With wins already, they should be fine. My pick for my pick for New Hampshire this weekend, I'm going to go for Lane Riggs to go back-to-back. I think he's going to want to build up more playoff points. I think front row is better than Tricon at these kinds of tracks. Look at IRP, look at Bristol. If it's a short track, I'm picking Lane Riggs. If it's anything else, I'm going to pick Corey Heim. That's basically what Trucks is at this rate. So give me Lane Riggs to get the job done. Suck pick, I'll probably go Matt Crafton. Hate to harp on the guy, but it's just the way I see it. I mean, he's one of only few truck guys who've actually made a start at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the previous races. So if you ask me, I think Matt Crafton will be the suck pick. I can see him just having a stupid accident, to be honest. Let me have a look at the entry list here for the truck series. I mean, I don't know who a sneaker pick could be. Where do I find the truck one? Come on. You really gonna make me look at friggin', let me see. Trucks, sorry for the delay. Entry list, New Hampshire. Come on, Google. Come in clutch. Alright, entry list for Loudon. Christian Eckes is in the race. He could be an underrated shout for the win, you know. Sleeper pick. Sleeper. You know what? I mean, I can't really take Chandler, man. I just can't do that. Sleeper pick for the race. I'll go Gio Ruggiero. Hometown race for the C Conk boy. New England's own. I think Gio Ruggiero. Yeah, I'll go Gio Ruggiero to have a good race. Why not? Quickly recapping the Xfinity race at, oh my god, where the hell were they? They were at Bristol. They're all at Bristol, man. What the hell are you talking about? Connor Zillage didn't win. I know, right? Miracles are real. Eric Almirola spoiled the party in the playoff opener, giving Sheldon Creed, oh, excuse me. Let me take a sip of water here. His 15th second place finish. I remember going up to Sheldon Creed after the race, the Xfinity race at Loudon last season. After he finished second, I was like, good race, man. Things happen. You'll get your win. It's coming. I believe in ya. And I feel so bad for this guy. It's just not coming for him. It really isn't. I honestly feel horrible for the guy. It's got to come eventually. Sheldon Creed was my sleeper pick for this race. I had Justin Allgaier winning the race. He came home in 6th. And I can't remember who my suck pick was. Who was my suck pick? Oh, Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones ended up 11th. Not a bad result for him. Obviously, no Xfinity picks for me this week. Well, from us or anybody, because New Hampshire is not an Xfinity race. I wish they had 3 sets of garages where they could bring all 3 series to Loudon at once, but unfortunately they don't. I don't know how we can take all 3 series to Martinsville, but we can't take all 3 series to New Hampshire. I mean, I would love to... I don't know. How do I say this? It's like, I think it's... I think maybe some teams just don't want to make the trip up to New England. I mean, fair enough. It's a long hike from North Carolina. Don't really blame them, but we would love to see all 3 series in Loudon. Just saying. But looking at the top 10 for the Xfinity race, Eric Almirola gets the win, followed by Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, completing a 2-3 for Haas Factory Team. Ethan's picked to win and sleeper of Carson Quapple, finishing 4th place. Not a bad result for the JRM driver. Connor Zillage in the 88, rounding it off in P5. Justin Allgaier, Harrison Burton, Christian Eckes, Jeremy Clements, and Brendan Poole. How about Brendan Poole in the top 10? Brandon Jones, Dean Thompson, Nick Sanchez, Taylor Gray, William Sawala round at the top 15. Corey Day in 17th, some notable finishers. Austin Hill, 19th. Butterbean, Brendan Queen, P20. Yeah, Sammy Smith, he had an early crash, I believe, or mechanical failure. He was out on lap 37. So, yeah, not a lot to talk about for the Xfinity race. We'll give more Xfinity picks when it comes to Kansas this time next week. And let's have a look back at the Bristol Cup race. What a race, man. Tire wear aplenty. What more can we say about that? It was unbelievable to watch those tires wear, man. You could just see them graining like crazy. There was no stopping it either. It's like, how are you even meant to predict something like this? Like, in practice, there was no wear happening. Like, you pretty much got to run. I don't know what the temperature was on Saturday night, but you pretty much got to run every Bristol race under like 60 degrees now just to get the tire wear that we want. It's crazy. For me personally, I think the tire wear was a little extreme. If we would have had tire wear like the wheels are completely graining by like lap 60, I think that's fair. If the tires can go 20 more laps, I'd say, I think that would be awesome. I think that would be the perfect balance of leaving it in the driver's hands and still be willing to go out and push the limit a bit. But even still, man, great race all in all. I gave it a 95% on the Skyler scale on my race review on the Skyler Dagley Racing channel. Post-race review will obviously be a little bit delayed as I'll be in New Hampshire. I'll try to get my computer back and get that uploaded as soon as I possibly can. But Christopher Bell picked up the win at Bristol, looking to set himself up for a two-peat as the Cup Series heads up north to Loudon, New Hampshire, New England's own NASCAR weekend. And yeah, Christopher Bell dominates that place. He's won every race he's ever entered there in truck and Xfinity. And he's come up just short in 2023 and 2021 in his Cup races. I don't know where he finished in 2020. Knowing how Christopher Bell is, he probably got a top 10 in 2020. Let me have a look. New Hampshire 2020. I want to see the results from that race. Where did Christopher Bell end up that day? I am honestly intrigued to see where he finished. Christopher Bell ended up 28th. Wow. That is rough for Christopher Bell's standards. I honestly feel bad for the guy. Man, it's so crazy to look back at the poster and see like, oh, they're advertising Jimmy Johnson's last time at Loudon and nobody ever got to go. But that's unfortunate, man. That is the racing life sometimes, and got dealt an unfortunate hand in that side of things. But anyways, I just closed out of my results tab. But anyways, let's have a look at your top 10 results and finishers from the Bristol Night Race. Christopher Bell obviously picking up that win. Capitalize on Zane Smith and Carson Hocevar getting together on the last restart. Great result for the 20 team. Brad Keselowski looked like he was in prime position to win this race till that caution came out. I mean, he kind of caused it, hitting Custer into Bubba Wallace, but you die on the hill you create sort of thing. So unlucky for Keselowski, but at least he was able to contend for the win, man. I mean, you don't see that every day at a Brad Keselowski anymore, so feeling a little nostalgic, I guess. Zane Smith, top 3, great result for the front row driver. Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Corey Heim, man. How about Heim time? Picking up a top 10 for 23-11 in his 5th career Cup start in a tire wear race at Bristol. Just got to tip your hat and say fair play, man. Great job, Corey Heim. Carson Hocevar, Alex Bowman, Chase Briscoe, and Ty Gibbs. I talked about this in my post-race review, but Ty Gibbs should have won this race, man. He was absolutely electrically fast, and that team deserves a lot more credit. Their win's coming. Their win will come. Probably Bristol in the spring, but their win will come. Chris Buescher, William Byron, Justin Haley, John Hunter Nemechek, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, Riley Herbst, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Noah Gragson, Todd Gillen, Austin Hill, Shane Van Gisbergen, Ty Dillon, Austin Dillon, Cody Ware, Austin Cindric, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Cole Custer, Bubba Wallace, Chad Fincham, AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, and Josh Berry rounding out your results. Now, I don't think there's any significant news to talk about in the NASCAR world here currently. I mean, we'll talk about some IndyCar stuff, but yeah, who are my picks for Bristol? I believe I picked Kyle Larson to win. I can't remember who I had as my... I had Kyle Busch as my suck pick. I remember that. I honestly don't know who I had as my suck pick, or my sleeper pick, rather. I don't remember. But let's give you guys my cup picks for Loudon, New Hampshire, shall we? You're going to see me talk enough about NASCAR on the my racing channel. Sorry, I got so many channels now. I'm getting discombobulated with them all. But anyways, I am going to give you my picks for the round of 12 opener at Loudon, New Hampshire. Actually, I should talk about the playoffs a little bit before we do that. Obviously, we've seen 4 drivers go home. Alex Bowman, who had a great night. He did everything he could. He was on the verge multiple times, but unfortunately, he just couldn't get the job done. Fair play, Alex Bowman. Josh Berry had himself a really rough playoffs out in the first stage of every race in the round of 12, man. Such a rough blow for Josh Berry and the 21 team. They'll be back stronger. I really do believe that. They will be back, and they will be stronger. Look out for Josh Berry and the 21 team in coming seasons. Austin Dillon. We all kind of expected Austin Dillon to get eliminated. If you guys actually go back and watch my playoff predictions video before Darlington, completely nailed the round of 16. Bowman, Berry, Dillon, and Shane Van Gisbergen. We all knew Shane was going out in the first round. He can't compete with these guys on ovals currently, especially in these high-pressure situations where everybody's going to step up their game in the playoffs. So if you didn't have Shane out in the first round, I really don't know what you were thinking, to be honest. I really don't. But anyway, picks for New Hampshire. Obviously, you guys know who my pick to win is going to be. It's going to be Christopher Bell. Every time we go to this track, he is always in the top 3 for majority of the race. Give me Christopher Bell to win at Loudon, man. I don't see anybody beating him. Every time we come to this racetrack, I am going to pick him if he's available. I don't understand why people don't pick Bell when we come here sometimes, but my pick for the Mobile 1 301 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway will be the Norman, Oklahoma native, like Christopher Bell. Back in the Ream car this week, too. He won in the Ream car last year. Maybe we'll see him do it again. Sleeper pick. Ooh, sleeper. I'm going to go with the hometown boy. You may call me a home cooking. If you think I'm a home cooking, you should listen to my co-host talk about this guy. But Ryan Preece, Berlin, Connecticut's own. I think if Ryan Preece wins this race, this crowd's going to go absolutely insane. And I would honestly love to see it, man. I mean, I love Ryan. He's the hardest working guy I've met in the sport by a country mile. I've met just about all these drivers now, and I can say to you wholeheartedly that Ryan Preece is one of the hardest workers in the NASCAR garage. He's earned an opportunity at RFK Racing, in my opinion, and I believe that Connecticut's own will have a great top 10 finish on Sunday afternoon. He's great at short tracks. He knows this track like the back of his hand from his modified days. I believe Ryan Preece is going to have a great race. And as for the suck pick, I'm going to go with a playoff guy. And he hasn't run good here before. I'm going to take Austin Cindric in the 2 car. Rough runs for Cindric here have been an understatement. This poor guy, I mean, I don't think he's finished inside the top 20 in his Cup Series history at New Hampshire. It's a rough run for Cindric here at this track. I don't see that continuing or differing this weekend. I have Austin Cindric going into having a very bad race here. And you would say, wow, a Team Penske guy having a bad race at New Hampshire, a flat track like this, that's kind of crazy to think about. But Blaney ran like top 5 here last year. Logano was in the top 5 before him, and Elliott wrecked in stage 2 before the rain even came last season. And Cindric was just hanging around with like Zane Smith running for 25th. So I don't see a good run for Cindric coming. I really don't. Sorry, Austin Cindric, but hopefully I get to finally meet you this weekend. When I seen Austin Cindric last year and went up to go talk to him, he was eating, so I walked away. I didn't want to bother him while he was eating. So hopefully you have a good race, Austin Cindric, and hopefully you prove me wrong. Well, those are my picks for New Hampshire, guys. I'm now going to give you a little bit of an F1 preview because it's our first time on the podcast. We have an F1 race coming up this weekend. We are heading to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're heading through the streets of Baku. And yeah, man, last year there was a very interesting race here. Sainz and Perez made heavy contact. taking them both out of the race on the final lap while running for the podium. Oscar Piastri did get the win that day. I remember Lando Norris starting like 15th and had to work his way all the way back up. But I am going to say that Oscar Piastri goes back to back in Baku. I got Piastri winning this race in Azerbaijan. As for a sleeper pick, as someone who could potentially challenge for the win and get high up in the points, I mean, I think this is Leclerc's best track. Definitely in the top 10, top 5. I know this is obviously the I Am Stupid track, but I feel like this track just fits in the Charles' strengths so perfectly. He's really good at getting back on the throttle and nifting his way through tight corners, especially as well, the man grew up in Monaco. You should know how to race fast through tight corners if you grew up in Monaco, if you ask me. So I really like Charles Leclerc's chances here. If the McLarens step on their own toes, I expect Leclerc to be there to be the one to clean up the scraps. And as for a driver who I don't think will have a good race, maybe have a DNF, I will say I do think Liam Lawson is a really good candidate for a sleeper pick as well. He always seems to do well at these street tracks, especially Singapore. So look out for Liam Lawson, in my opinion. I think he could have a really good run this weekend. And in terms of a suck pick, I'll go Franco Colapinto. This seems like a track that he could crash out at. I think he got an 8th here in the Williams last year when he took the spot of Logan Sargent, but I don't see it being a great track for Alpine. I mean, no track seems to be a good track for Alpine these days. One of the Alpines will wreck out, and I think it'll be Franco Colapinto. Sorry, Franco, but it's just the way I see it. And one more final topic I would like to talk about before we close off the show is the IndyCar series. Big announcement out of the IndyCar series today, as of recording this. A 17-race calendar for the 2026 season. Kicking off the season March 1st in St. Petersburg. Big news here. IndyCar and NASCAR will have a doubleheader at Phoenix Raceway March 7th. Is March 7th the Saturday or the Sunday? As if they're both on Sunday. That'll be really intriguing. Okay, so IndyCar will have their race on Saturday for the Cup Series on Sunday, so that's interesting. I mean, is Xfinity racing Saturday at like 4 p.m. and then IndyCar races Saturday night? Phoenix does have lights, right? I'm curious to see how this will work. Could Xfinity race Friday night? Raceway have lights. This is what I want. Yes, they would have to because they host the Truck Series Race Championship that's at night. And sometimes the Xfinity Championship goes to the night too. So, yeah, I guess they do have lights. The Grand Prix of Arlington is on March 15th. That should be a very interesting race. Obviously, we've known about that for a while. And I'm really excited for that race. I'm really excited to see how that goes. Barber Motorsports Park moves to the end of March. I mean, this will be a beautiful time for that region of the country, man. That region of Alabama is absolutely gorgeous. So I think IndyCar picked a good time to move that weekend too. I'm really curious to see which races they'll go head-to-head with NASCAR with. Let me have a look here. Keep this in the segment. So on March 1st, they'll be going toe-to-toe with COTA. They'll obviously be at Phoenix at the same time as that. They'll probably be going toe-to-toe with Las Vegas at Arlington. And at Barber, they will be toe-to-toe with Martinsville. I mean, start times are unknown, obviously. Those will be announced in the future, I'm sure. But, yeah, time will tell there. Long Beach, April 19th, the day after my girlfriend's birthday. They'll be going head-to-head with Kansas that weekend. I really hope they start Long Beach at like 8 o'clock Eastern, at like 4 o'clock on the East Coast, or West Coast rather, because that could be such a good race, man. Long Beach is so good to go head-to-head with NASCAR. I don't want to see Long Beach go head-to-head with NASCAR. I think there's a couple times you need to have races on Big Fox that go toe-to-toe with NASCAR. I mean, I think Barber's not a bad shout. You don't want Arlington going toe-to-toe with NASCAR if you can prevent it. St. Pete will probably be on Fox right before NASCAR goes to COTA. That's what they did last season. I don't see them changing that. Indy Road Course, May 9th. That's on the Saturday, so that will not match up with NASCAR at Watkins Glen. Man, it's still so weird to talk about NASCAR in Watkins Glen in May. But the Indy Road Course, I mean, it's the Indy GP. It's always the Saturday before the week before the Indy 500 qualifying. I don't know why they run it on Saturday evening, but I don't hate it. I think it's good to not try to go toe-to-toe with NASCAR sometimes. As obviously we know, NASCAR's the big dog in America. If you go toe-to-toe with them, you're usually going to lose ratings. Obviously, the Indy 500, May 24th, that'll have no contradiction with the Cup Series, as the Indy 500 will be held right before, oh my god, the Coca-Cola 600. I almost forgot about that. Will any drivers do the double this year? I don't know, but time will tell. What was I just thinking about? Oh yeah, they will go toe-to-toe with F1 though. God damn, what a stupid move that was. I don't even get me started on that. The Detroit Grand Prix, May 31st, same as last year, that'll go toe-to-toe with Nashville. I'm sure Nashville will still be in the night like it was last season. So, yeah, I like Nashville here. Nashville and Detroit, they blend well together. Nashville's always a night race, it seems to be like, so I don't hate that. St. Louis is now June 7th. That will go toe-to-toe with Michigan. I mean, they like to run St. Louis at night, though, so I don't think that'll be a problem. We like St. Louis. Road America, June 21st. That goes, yeah, I think they should change that weekend if they can. That's going to go toe-to-toe with San Diego. That's probably not going to go well. That's really not going to go well if you ask me. If you're going toe-to-toe with San Diego, that's not good. Maybe NASCAR will start that race at like 6 o'clock Eastern. It's on Prime, so they can mess around with the start window too. And I mean, NASCAR and IndyCar seem to be working together more. So, hey, you never know. Mid-Ohio, 4th of July weekend. We come to expect that. That'll go toe-to-toe with Chicagoland. Nashville moves to July 19th. I don't know how I feel about that one, but hey, it works. That's actually right after the World Cup final from what I hear. That'll be going toe-to-toe with North Wilkesboro Speedway. So that honestly, if you should try and run Nashville at night, especially if it's not the season finale, in my opinion. So just keep an eye on that. Portland, August 9th. Don't know how, I mean, that's where Portland is every year. Which weekend will that go toe-to-toe with? That'll be with Richmond? No. Iowa. Oh, okay. I mean, Portland they can run later. That's a West Coast race. Markham is August 16th. That'll go, well, that actually won't go toe-to-toe with NASCAR because Markham will be on Sunday and NASCAR will be Saturday night at Richmond. So that's good to know. I'll hopefully be at that Markham race. I love going to Toronto for the IndyCar races. Only went once, tried to go the last 2 years. It just hasn't worked out. Milwaukee, August 29th. There's actually 2 Milwaukee races. So the August 29th race, the Saturday race, if they don't run it right at night, it won't go toe-to-toe with Daytona. But the Sunday race will go without any competition. So that's good. And their finale will be at Monterey, September 6th. That is really interesting to me because that's going to be NFL kickoff weekend. I don't know why they're doing that. They're probably going to have that race on FS1. They probably are going to have that race on FS1. I don't think they're going to get all their races on Big Fox this year. But that's just something to note about. That's the IndyCar 2026 schedule. And I believe that's where we're going to wrap things up. I don't think I have anything else to mention or talk about. So, yeah, guys, before you leave, make sure you check out all my social medias, all that fun stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Join the podcast. It will be a pleasure to have you along for the journey. And yeah, guys, Ethan will be back next week. We'll be back in full force next Thursday, so stay tuned for that. We'll talk about all of our experiences at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It'll be the first time I've seen Ethan since the New Hampshire race of June and last year. So keep an eye out for that, and I will catch you guys next time around as we We'll recap New Hampshire, we'll recap NFL Week 3, we'll preview NFL Week 4, and we'll preview NASCAR in Kansas. So guys, do your thing, subscribe, and yo later.
I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive and there's nothing that makes me happy.